Hello and welcome to another episode. I am Brian, the Unskilled Commander, and this is the road to 100. That's right, this is going to be episode 95. We are headed toward our 100th episode here at the Unskilled Commander. I'm super excited. Thank you all for being along for the ride. We got a really fun gameplay set up for you today, and it's going to be something a little bit different and moving forward into the road to 100. So here's how it's going to work. Starting with this episode, normally I do my best of threes. We're not doing that from now until 100. It's going to be a gauntlet. These are my 4 best decks: Kemba, Shrine, Sheoldred, Imodane. They're going to battle it out. Whatever deck wins stays where it is. The rest of them get kicked. New playmats, new decks. The next best decks I have, then those 4 decks will duke it out in episode 96. Whichever deck wins stays where it is. The rest get booted. And so on, all the way up till 100. Who will take the title as the best deck I have? Now, granted, that's not going to actually be every deck I have going up against it, but it's going to be the strongest decks I have. Now, will one of these awesome decks win every single time all the way to make it to the 100? Or will it be a new winner each time with like one of the weaker decks squeaking out the win on episode 100? You're going to have to tune in to find out. Let's jump in. Turn 1, we're going to take it back to turns, the way that we did, just because I haven't actually had the other episodes hit this, they haven't come out as of this recording, so I don't know what the feedback is. I don't know if you guys like skipping the first 5 turns or if you think it's dumb, and because this is something new, fun, we're going to do this going forward until I start seeing some of the feedback, which should still be able to affect the last couple episodes leading up to 100. After 100, we'll go back to our normal best of threes, and we'll continue plowing forward, trying to get these decks all to be my best decks. We'll see. But Shrines is going to go first. We draw for turn. We play a Plains. We're going to tap it for Authority of the Consoles. Creatures your opponent's control enter the battlefield tapped, and whenever a creature enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, you gain 1 life. Thankfully, all of the decks, their starting hands have decent cards, but no one has a blowout amazing first turn or two, so it's going to be pretty fair. We're going to pass. On to Sheoldred, the Apocalypse. We're going to untap, upkeep, draw, play a Maestro's Theater, going to gain a life, and search for a basic swamp, put on the battlefield tapped. Again, thank you all so much for being a part of this, and especially hopefully you enjoy the road to 100. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Hit the like button, bells, all that garbage. Check out some of my other stuff. Check out my comedy skits. I'm quite proud of them. They're goofy. They're just worth a chuckle or so, but I enjoy them. I think you guys will too. Most of them are Magic focused, but they're not all, so please give them a look. We're going to come over here, untap, upkeep, draw, play a mountain for turn. No turn 1s over here, we're going to pass. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. Play a plains. Nope, nothing we can do over here, we're going to pass. On to turn 2. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. I will play a mountain, and that's going to have to be it for a while. Unfortunately, we don't have green, which was a risky thing. I always try and have green in my opening hand, because that way on turn 4, you're going to pretty much play Goshintai. But I was like, let's not get greedy. It was a decent opening hand. It had a turn 1 play. We'll keep it. So we're going to pass turn, untap, upkeep, draw. I'll play a Reliquary Tower, always a good card to draw. No turn 2s over here as well. We'll pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. We're going to play a fancy Strip Mine. It taps for 1 colorless mana, or you can tap it to sacrifice Strip Mine and destroy target land. No 2 drops over here, though. We're going to pass. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. Play a Plains. Regrettably, everything in my hand is 3 mana, with one drop, but it's an instance that's not useful right now. So here we are. We're going into turn 3. Nobody's really done anything, and these are my best decks. So it's always a little bit of a feel bad, but it's like, well, they've got good cards. They've got the lands in their hand. None of them have mana rocks. Sheoldred has 1. Everybody else has got 4 lands. They're great to get moving and play their commanders and all that, but they're not going to do it early, which is part of the problem. So we untap, upkeep, draw for turn. I'll play a swamp. Also, you'll notice I'm getting all different colors over here, which is great, but I can play this. So there we go. 1, 2, 3. Citadel of Pain. At the end of each player's turn, Citadel of Pain deals X damage to that player, where X is the number of untapped lands they control. So really, it just tries to stop them from having open mana on your turn, because it's going to force them to take damage or tap down their lands before their end step, or at the beginning of their end step. That's all we can do. We're going to head pass. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, we're going to... I drew nothing crazy. I drew a mirrored landscape. But because no one's doing anything, this might be a good time to play it, because you play it now, then next turn you crack it, and you get more lands. So it's like, that could speed Sheoldred up. But I think what we'll do instead is we'll play the swamp, tapping the 3 for the only mana rock in anybody's hand is Infernal Idol. tap it for black, or pay 3 and tap it, sacrifice it to draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. We're gonna pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. Play a mountain over here. Nope, nothing I can do yet. We'll pass turn. Now, there's potential for interesting interactions right now. If Shieldred starts drawing a lot of cards and gaining a lot of life, Inmodane could blow up Strip Mine to take out the Reliquary Tower, stopping them from keeping all the lands, or at least it's not going to really hurt anybody or stop anything, but so over here, untap, upkeep, draw, play a plains, tap all 3 for Kemba, Ka Regent. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a 2/2 white cat creature token onto the battlefield for each equipment attached to Kemba, Ka Regent. I've got this incredibly gorgeous Modfly altar. That's Asia Clan from Outlaw Star. Go check out Modfly. It's not sponsored or anything. I'm just saying their art is fantastic. They're a great altar artist. Go check them out. Now, I played a creature. It's going to come in tapped, and they are going to gain a life. But we're going to pass turn. Imodane would have tapped all 3 lands to not take damage, because there's no reason not to. They have instant sorceries. It's an instant sorcery deck. However, without Imodane out, it's kind of foolish to start firing those off. So there's no harm in tapping them down. Come over here, untap into turn 4, draw a card for turn. And now here comes part of the problem is we're not getting the right colors past these 3. So I'll play another mountain, and regrettably, yeah, now I can't play anything. Although actually the 3 cards in my hand that I could play are 5 drops or higher, so we still don't even have the right mana for it. But if we got a green, we could have played Go Shintai at least. So we're going to have to pass. Without green, that could be a very big detriment to Shrine. It may have been a stupid move to not have a green in the opening hand. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. Now I'll play Mirrored Landscape, but I do have 4, so we're going to go ahead and bring the Woman of the Hour out herself. Shieldred the Apocalypse. 4/5 Death Touch. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. And I wanted to touch real quick on the whole green in Shrines is, in a casual game, at least everything I've played with, you're able to just keep dumping 7 cards and redrawing 7 cards until you get a playable hand. That's what everyone always says. Playable hand, generally speaking, means like 3 lands. Really, that's the baseline of what should be acceptable. If you got 3 lands, you should stop. You should keep that hand and continue. With friends and everything and people that you know, it's okay to make sure that you have 3 lands and something you can play in the first 3 turns. The problem is you got to worry about people trying to go for their god hand, where it's like, oh, I've got the perfect setup in these 7 cards. And it's like, dude, that's not fair. You can't do that. That's why some people will enforce the mulligan rules, where you start going down a card. Okay, if you don't like these 7, put them on the bottom or whatever, shuffle them back in, then draw 6. So you don't like those, well, now you got to draw 5. And now you're having less resources on turn 1 than everybody else. But you're trying to refine it to get to the point where you can play. However, people can also try and use that to get to their god hand. So you kind of just have to really get with people that you can trust to be fair. So anyway, moving on. She comes in tapped, and they will gain a life. And that's it. We pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw. Play a mountain. Boom. Tap all 4 for the other Lady of the Hour. Actually, the 3rd Lady of the Hour. Imodane the Pyro Hammer. A 4/4. Whenever an instant or sorcery I control that targets only a single creature deals damage to that creature, Imodane deals that much damage to each opponent. She does come in tapped, and you do gain a life at least, so while you're not playing your commander and don't have the right colors, you're still doing stuff. We're going to pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. Play a plains. 1, 2, 3 for Sword of Fire and Ice. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from red and blue. Nobody has, well, if they have a creature that's red and or blue, it would work on him, but definitely means that Kemba would be unblockable to you. And whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, Sword of Fire and Ice deals 2 damage to target creature or player, and you draw a card. We could attack because people do have shields down. Oh, sorry, I did forget. I drew a card, so I took 2 damage there. Now, right off the bat, that's a thing. So I think Kemba will go ahead and turn sideways. 2 commander damage to you. We're going to tap this on our second main phase to not get hurt, and we're passing turn. Turn 5 over here, we untap, upkeep, draw. That will help at least. We're going to tap 2 to play an Arcane Signet, and we will play another Swamp as a land for turn, thereby tapping all 3, and Arcane Signet for green. Boom, for Go Shintai of Life's Origin. A 3/4. You can pay Wooburg, 1 of each color, tap it, and return target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Whenever Go Shintai or another non-token shrine enters the battlefield, you create a 1/1 colorless shrine enchantment creature token. Boom. Now, I don't gain any kind of life for me playing creatures, but at least I have something on the field now. And access to green. Pass turn. This is going to be an interesting game. I'm really looking forward, because now, more than in the past. Wait a second, I drew a card, so they take 2 damage, and now I draw a card over here, and I gain 2 life. My point being, these decks are going to have to start being super aggressive. Like, I can't hold back. Whereas sometimes I would like, oh, I don't want to attack, Like, I'm not going to attack stupidly, but they're going to have to be a lot more aggressive because they're fighting for their one and only shot to move forward. I'm going to play a swamp for turn. I'm going to tap 2 and sacrifice Mirrored Landscape to go ahead and get 2 more basic swamps on the battlefield tapped. There's nothing I can do with 3 mana. Yes, there is. What am I thinking? Liliana's Spectre. Flying 2/1. When Liliana's Spectre enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card. We'll discard a mountain over here. That may not be a great idea. I don't know. We're going to go ahead and return Brilliant Restoration. It's 4 white mana and 3, so it's 7 total. We only have 1, technically 2 white mana, so it's not going to cast anytime soon. We'll get rid of Remember the Fallen over here. And now, especially because we do in fact have a blocker, we will send Sheoldred somewhere. Question being, where should we send her? Could crack back against you, but you have just as much life as us. And with our Death Touch, I'm going to go ahead and swing that at you. I think we will block with the token, simply because we don't have any cards in hand that are shrines that do the whole fun, however many shrines you have. So it could be a detriment later, we'll see. But that's all we can do. We're going to go ahead and pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw, take 2 damage. Play a mountain for turn. Alright, so we've got 5 mana. What can we do with that? Yeah, that's not a bad idea. 1, 2, 3, 4 to play Primal Amulet. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, put a charge counter on Primal Amulet. Then if there are 4 more charge counters on it, you may remove those counters and transform it. Wait, that's not the Optimus Prime deck. What's going on? So amusing. No, but seriously. So again, that's a great card. That's a good setup, but I don't know. Sheoldred has a couple of really good cards in her hand already, just from natural draws, and it's going to be... She can definitely eliminate someone pretty soon. Actually, she should be able to eliminate 1 person on her next turn. So whoever becomes the threat besides Sheoldred is going to not be a threat anymore. We're going to pass. We're going to tap this so we don't take damage and pass. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn, play a Plains, tap 2 to equip Fire and Ice onto Kemba. That leaves us with 3 mana, and I will tap that 3 mana to play Brismaz, King of Orosco. 3/4 with Vigilance. Whenever he attacks, create a 1/1 white soldier tapped and attacking. And, it just says with Vigilance that's attacking, so that's nice. And whenever he blocks a creature, create a 1/1 cat soldier with Vigilance, blocking that creature. So we have a blocker. We should definitely send Kemba somewhere. Now, the problem is she can only get through on you. And these 2 are the ones that I did not take 2 damage. There you go. So that kind of makes it, yeah, we're going to send Kemba at you. She's a 4/6. Protection from red or blue. So you don't have red or blue. This guy did do its job, so I think we'll go ahead and let that take the hit. No end step triggers. It didn't get through, so it doesn't do anything. We'll pass. Untap. Upkeep. Draw for turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to play the enchantment Sigil of the Empty Throne. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, put a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying onto the battlefield. I drew a card, sorry, so we take 2 damage off of that. We're going to go ahead and pass. Well, I guess, but I don't have any blockers, so I'm going to pass, yes. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn and gain 2 life. Play another swamp, that's cool. So is there really a threat right now? Kemba has some equipment. She really can't easily get through, and she's not going to swing into a Death Touch. So it's quite obvious, and it's not even about the fact, it's like Kemba won't swing in as long as Sheoldred is up, unless she gets one of the other equipments that allows her to be unblockable. So Sheoldred really doesn't have to worry about Kemba for right now. Shrines isn't doing too much, but it's about to start making angels, 4/4 flying angels. I don't have flying. Imodain can start blasting stuff and hurting everybody, and now the sorceries cost less, but we don't know what they have in their hand, and they haven't done anything yet. I think I have to, like I said, this has got to be an aggressive game. We have to go for broke to move on from each player's standpoint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Peer into the abyss, targeting shrines. Target player draws cards equal to half the number of cards in their library and then loses half their life rounded up each time. We've barely started playing. It's only turn 6. Basically, they have like around 76 cards in their library. Half of that would be 30. They're going to take 2 damage per card they draw. They're going to take 60 damage. They won't even get to the part about taking half their life. So, unfortunately, Shrines is done off the word go, basically. Now, Sheoldred doesn't have sorcery recursion in this deck, so I can't just fire that off again, but it did eliminate one of the problems. Now, could I have maybe just made it so that Imodain's going to be able to win and start playing? Who knows? Kemba could start sneaking through. Who knows? It's a whole thing, but we had the card. We got to play it. We got to be aggressive. B, aggressive, B, whatever. We're going to go ahead and pass turn. And we also no longer take damage on leaving stuff up, but we left a pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn over here. All right. I'm going to play a Rogue's Passage for turn, right? I didn't play a land for turn yet, did I? I don't think so. I know it just started, but I was focused on everything else that I didn't. I know what I drew, so I didn't draw a land. So now, from Imodane's standpoint, who is the threat? Unfortunately, it's Kemba, because Shieldred just shot her shot, took out a character. She can't get that back. We don't know that, but for the most part, getting sorceries back, I guess, isn't that hard, but whatever. I don't have that in the deck. But Kemba can hit me unblocked every time and then start drawing cards and start doing better stuff. I think we have to go ahead and tap 1, 2, 3 and play Heated Debate. The spell can't be countered, deals 4 damage to target creature or player. So Kemba is a 4/6, so it's going to deal 4 damage to her, but Pyro Hammer, the Imodane, is going to see that and deal 4 damage to each opponent. Oh, wait, sorry. Instant sorceries cost 1 less to cast. I keep forgetting. And then we get a charge counter on it. Then I'll tap 1, 2, because they cost less. Bolt of Keranos deals 3 damage to target creature, and I scry 1. I'm going to deal it to Kemba. She goes back to the command zone. She now costs 2 more to cast. This falls onto the field. That's going to be another 3 damage to each opponent, and I get to scry 1. Yep, that's a land. We don't want that right now. Well timed. At this point, we could swing, but actually nobody's open, so that would be kind of stupid. So we're going to go ahead. Nothing we can really do at this point. But this get another counter. Pass. All right, we're doing some good stuff, though. Everybody's hitting hard. I feel bad for Shrines. I love the Shrines deck so much, but it was about to start making 4/4 Angels. I can't blame Shieldred. If it was a real game with real people, of course I'd be upset. But playing against myself, whatever. Draw a card. Okay. The Plains. Play the Plains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to recast Kemba, but we can't equip her with anything. We do have a 3/4 that can swing, but it's not going to get through, and again, so no point. We're going to go ahead and pass. Turn 7. Doesn't seem like it's already turn 7. It seems like it's shorter than that, at least from my perspective as playing these. I mean, maybe you guys are like, oh my god, this is dragging on, but hopefully not. We'll draw a card for turn. And I mean, yeah, this is we have to play it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, we don't have to, but it would be stupid not to. Teferi's Puzzle Box. Just top decked it. The beginning of each player's draw step. Well, first of all, I drew a card, so I gained 2 life. The beginning of each player's draw step. That player puts the cards in their hand on the bottom of the library in any order, then draws that many cards. And you do draw for turn first, because it's the beginning of each player's draw step. So it's untap, upkeep, draw, put them all in the bottom of your library, draw that many again. We still have 3 open mana. 4 open mana, actually. Yeah, I think we'll leave that open, and we will go ahead and pass. So here we go. We're going to untap, upkeep, no upkeep triggers. We draw for turn, take 2 damage, and then all of these really good cards. Well, it was only really 1 super good card in the hand, but it's 4. So then we draw, taking 2 damage per card for a total of 8. So that was 10 damage, boom, just right there. But obviously, we're not going to let that stand. So we're going to go ahead and tap 2 and play Fateful End. Deals 3 damage to any target and scry. 3 damage to your 4/5. We're going to scry. We're going to leave that there. Going to put a charge counter on it. And then if it has 4 or more, then I will tap 1, because just 1, for a Lightning Bolt, dealing 3 damage to target player. Oh, first of all, sorry. Each opponent takes 3 off of Fateful End. The Lightning Bolt is going to deal 3 damage to Shieldred, taking her out. She now costs 2 more to cast, but everybody takes another 3. Hey, I just helped you out, Kemba, by letting you not have to deal with all that. So how about you not come at me for a while? I have 3 mana left. Strip Mine's no big deal because I could blow up their Reliquary Tower, but they don't have that many cards in hand. It's irrelevant. But I did cast another spell that ticks that to 4, so we remove the counters and transform it to Primal Wellspring. Tap it to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. When that mana is spent to cast an instant sorcery spell, copy that spell, and you may choose new targets for the copy. I could do something, but I would end up dumping my hand, and that's not the best idea right now. Although, you know what? That's right, this doesn't target one thing, so we'll go ahead and... Well, no, I can't do the second one because I can't discard. That's the problem with red draw spells. Most of them say you have to discard a card in addition to paying the mana, which sucks. But we're now going to go... Well, I guess there's no point. We're going to go to combat and swing 4 Commander at you, because we're left ourselves open, but she has the mana to equip that and be open to us anyway, so it's irrelevant. We're going to pass. So over here, untap. Upkeep, no upkeep triggers, draw. No, well, we still do the draw thing, though. Even though Shieldred's not out, we still do Teferi's Protection. So we drew the card, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 go on the bottom in any order, and then we draw 5. I'm going to play Minas Tirith. Sorry, it's a Lord of the Rings land. I can never get to pronounce it right. But it comes in tap unless you control a legendary creature. I do. Tap it for white, or you can pay 2 and tap it to draw a card only if you attacked with 2 or more creatures. I'm going to tap 2 mana to play Silver Shroud costume. Has flash. Whenever it enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. That creature gains Shroud until end of turn. It can't be the target of spells or abilities. So let's see. Did I do that wrong? I probably did, but you know what? Yep. But you know what? We're playing this for real, so I did it wrong. I should have equipped Sword of Fire and Ice first, just so it was more damage and we could draw a card. But I was thinking that I had more mana that I could do the other stuff in my hand. But that's what happens when you don't take a breath. Look at your mana costs, read all your cards, and see what the best order is. Equipped creature can't be blocked. So it only has Shroud for this turn, but moving forward it can't be blocked. We're going to tap another 3 to play King of the Pride. Other cats you control get +2/+1. You know what? I believe I screwed up and I should have a 2/2 cat, right? Or wait, no, I played it, I attached it. I'm trying to think if the Sword of Fire and Ice was on for more when it was on during an upkeep. I don't know that it was, because I played her, I couldn't equip it, then the next turn I equipped it, and I think I swung, and then I think on somebody else's turn they blew her, then they blew her up, and then I had to recast, so I may be down a 2/2 cat, that's my problem, but regardless, we're going to move to combat. We're going to swing Kemba at you for 4 still, and that's that. No combat craziness. I suppose I should have swung with Brismaz as well into you because you are open. You're not going to swing with Imodane again, most likely. But again, I'm going too fast. I'm trying to be too excited and be like, well, let's do it, let's go. And I got to dial it back a bit. So we're going to go ahead and pass turn. I know it sounds dumb, but I'm just excited for the road to 100. This interesting way of trying to go through my decks and seeing how they all compete against each other. Untap, upkeep, we draw a card, and then we also do the Teferi's Puzzle Box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So once again, just like the other deck, 5 go on the bottom, and then we draw 5. Cool, play a swamp. We're going to need that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to recast Shieldred. Tapping this to play Bloodchief Ascension. At the beginning of each end step, if an opponent lost 2 or more life, you may put a quest counter on Bloodchief Ascension. When a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, if Bloodchief Ascension has 3 or more counters on it, you may have that player lose 2 life. If you do, you gain 2 life. That's all we can do. We're going to pass. So, untap, upkeep, draw, you take 2 damage. Then, now it's back to being bad. And that's unfortunate because that was a really good top deck. So we're going to go ahead and put 3 on the bottom and then draw 3, taking 6. We're going to play a mountain for turn. Going to tap 1 for a soul ring, because why not? We're going to tap 2 red, 3, using Primal Wellspring. Wellspring says when you use that mana to cast an instant or sorcery, copy it, and you may choose new targets for the copy. Unfortunately, we don't realize what's going to happen, so we would choose new targets. We're casting Shivan Meteor. Shivan Meteor deals 13 damage to target creature. We're picking Shieldred. And by the way, this would have won us the game right now. If this had worked, because it would have cast twice, Imodane is not a cast trigger, she's just a damage trigger. So 13 damage to Shieldred, both opponents would have taken 13. Shivan Meteor's copy is targeting Kemba, another 13. That's 26, they're 25 and 23. We would have won right there. But anyway, we target Shieldred, the copy targets him. Okay, that's what we declare. Kemba says, well, let's wait a second. Okay. Well, gosh, okay. I have Darkness in my hand. It's the one and only black instant that is a fog, but prevent combat damage that be dealt this turn. That's not combat damage. Shieldred can't do anything. So it happens. Holy crap, that's impressive. Boom, she takes 13 damage, is destroyed. 13 damage to each opponent. The copy fires, destroys Kemba. She says, whenever an instant or sorcery spell you control, that doesn't say cast, it says you control. I control the copy. It targets the thing. Yep, another 13 damage. There you go. Kaboosh. Kaboosh. It's funny because it is in fact sad in a certain sense because this isn't the best of 3. I'm like, not everyone but that's how it is, right? I mean, there you go. The winner of match 1 of the road to 100. Episode 95's winner, Imodane, the Pyro Hammer. She brought the hammer down with fiery rage upon her opponents and dealt crap tons of damage directly to their faces. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you keep coming back for the rest of Road to 100 and beyond. Obviously, of course, I'd like you to enjoy the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think of this idea, the concept of Road to 100. If you like it, I might bring it back again for another milestone. What would be fun is to do this again for 150 and then for 200 episodes, bring actual people from the Magic content creator community and do the same thing, but do it with live people. Although that would be weird because then I might not even be playing. Yeah, that's kind of dumb. Because I was like, what if someone else wins? So it's like, okay, well, they come back, but I don't. So, okay, that's not quite going to work, but we'll figure something out. Hope you had fun. Hope you saw some cool cards, and I will see you next time.